You are sitting in a lecture hall in Brussels, and a Belgian priest is about to insult Albert Einstein. He does not raise his voice. He does not need to. He simply says the universe is expanding, and Einstein, sitting a few rows away, tells him his physics is atrocious. But what actually happened next is far stranger than that single moment of humiliation. The priest's name was Georges Lemaître. He held a doctorate in physics from MIT, and he wore his collar and his equations with the same quiet confidence. In 1927, he published a paper almost no one read. It appeared in a small Belgian journal written in French, and it made a claim that felt at the time absurd. The universe was not fixed. It was not eternal, unchanging, frozen in place. It was moving. Every galaxy, Lemaitre calculated, was rushing away from every other galaxy, and if you ran that motion backward, everything in existence collapsed into a single point. He called it the primeval atom. Today you know it as the Big Bang. Why did Einstein reject it? Because Einstein needed the universe to be still. His own equations, the ones that would make him famous, predicted that space itself could expand or contract on its own. That unsettled him. So he inserted a fudge factor into his math, a term called the cosmological constant. Think of it as a hidden hand holding the universe in place, added for no reason except that a moving universe felt wrong to him. He wanted a static cosmos, and he built one by force. When Lemaitre showed him the alternative, using Einstein's own equations to prove that a static universe was the exception rather than the rule, Einstein did not see a breakthrough. He saw a mistake. At the 1927 Solvay conference, in front of the greatest physicists alive, he told Lemaitre his mathematics were correct, but his physics was abominable. Imagine spending years on a single calculation. Imagine defending it in front of the most famous scientist in the world. Now imagine being dismissed in one sentence. Lemaitre did not argue back. He simply waited for the universe itself to argue for him. 2 years later, an American astronomer named Edwin Hubble pointed a telescope at distant galaxies and noticed something strange in their light. It was stretched, shifted toward red, in a pattern that meant only one thing. Those galaxies were racing away from us, and the farther away a galaxy sat, the faster it was moving. Here is the plain English version. You have heard an ambulance siren drop in pitch as it speeds away from you. That happens because the sound waves stretch out with distance. Hubble was watching the same effect, except with light instead of sound, and the thing stretching was space itself. Hubble's observations matched Lemaitre's forgotten equations almost exactly. The priest had done the math first 3 years earlier, buried in a journal nobody read. The astronomer had simply found the proof written across the sky. Slowly, the scientific world turned. Lemaitre's paper was translated into English in 1931, and this time, people paid attention. Even Einstein began to change his mind. He attended one of Lemaitre's lectures in California, and afterward, by most accounts, he stood and called it the most beautiful and satisfying explanation of creation he had ever heard. He later admitted that his cosmological constant, the fix he had invented purely to keep his equations comfortable, had been the greatest blunder of his career. Decades after that, in 1965, 2 radio astronomers named Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson picked up a faint hiss of microwave radiation coming from every direction in the sky at once. They thought it was a malfunction in their antenna. It was not a malfunction. It was the leftover heat of the primeval atom itself. The afterglow of the beginning Lemaitre had calculated 40 years earlier, still humming quietly through the universe. So who actually won the argument in that lecture hall? Not the man with the most fame, not the man with the loudest room. The universe settled it, one red-shifted galaxy, and one faint radio hiss at a time. And the priest who calculated the beginning of everything before anyone believed him turned out to be right. Here is what that means for you, wherever you happen to be sitting right now. Every atom in your body, every piece of carbon and oxygen and iron, was forged in the fire of a universe that began exactly the way Lemaitre described it. You are not simply hearing this story tonight. You are made of its evidence. You were sitting in a lecture hall in Brussels, watching a priest get humiliated by the smartest man alive. Now you know he was the one who was right all along.